Yep, it's that time for NHL, guys. NHL Supercard. We are at is it week 2 since the game release? Somewhere around there. 2 and a bit. You might have just seen it on the screen. Event time is here. The old Cat Daddy 2K. Little chestnut. Couple of weeks to play. Get a few cards. Start to build a team. Think you're doing okay in the game. Then drop that road to the whatever you're going to call it, depending on which game you're in. And then you kind of realise, hold up, I need a load of packs to get anything decent here. So, typical Cat Daddy trick. Let's have a look at that in a minute. Before we do that, I've been waiting to claim this for a little while actually, so I'm going to get those season rewards. Let's have a look at what I'm looking to get. I have just had a reset, so let's have a look. See if you can notice what it was. Okay, stop me when you see the new epic card. None of you stopped me yet. Okay, we'll keep going. To be fair, I can't remember if it's the skating or the stick handling, so it's one of the two. So awesome. Great. Just the reset I was hoping for. Yeah, so looks like we're going to have to wait a little while more. Looks like I probably won't be getting a reset in this event either. Although, because you do get 8 picks, which we will come to in a bit, for the wins, maybe I'll get another epic reset. But I was a bit disappointed with that. Even a single card would have helped me in the event. Just getting a enhancement is just ugh. But we are where we are. So we'll come to the event in a minute. First of all, we're going to go for those season cards. Now, we're actually going to come and have a look at what ultra rare cards we're after. Now, this Evander came. It has been pro'd. We can finish training him up. I want this little Ryan, this Anderson, Nugent Hopkins, Leddy, Fowler, or this Hanuf. Either of those, any of those even, should I say, would be good. If I get a pro from this, I'd be really, really happy. Now, I have been doing some work onto a load of the super rares. You see here, I've got Markov, I've got Soderberg, I've got Bogosian, I've got Van Riemsdyk, and I've also got this Hartnell, who once I've added a little bit more, can pro him. I just need to wait for the season to finish to pro him. Not that they're going to have a huge amount of longevity in my team moving forward, but certainly for this event, to help me maybe get some of the later cards, which we will come on to. And until I do get those epic pros, etc, etc, these guys will have a little bit of use in the deck 25 or the deck 20 as it would be in this game. So was it, no, 24, sorry, I think it's 4 goalies and 20 outfield players you need. So yeah, so you need 4 centres, 4 left wing, 4 right wings, and 8 defenders in theory, and 4 goalies for this Road to the Stanley Cup event. So they do have some life for probably an event or two at least. I thought, you know what, I'll work on those while I don't know which ultra rares I'm going to pull, or which epics I'm going to pull to make into pros first, and then when I do say pro duplicate, I'll throw my resources into that. So they're the kind of ultra rares we're hoping for. Now this season, I did win it. Once again, I finished 3rd, and that's because I don't pay too much attention in qualifying. I'm generally pretty confident that I got a good chance of getting to at least the semis or winning it without having to worry about coming first, as long as I can stay nearest the top. Now, Balford's was a human, as was Punk Best, so this wasn't an all-bot King of the Ring. There were a couple of other people in here as well. I think there was another guy who finished like 6th or something, or 5th. 5th was also a human, and maybe he went out here. Yeah, okay, yeah. This guy was also a human. So didn't have to energize because I did the whole 100 tokens, credits, whatever you want to call it in this. Leave the game. Once I'm through into the first round. Yeah, once I'm through to the first round, I don't have to worry. Make sure that I don't lose out on any potential rewards for not being energized. I think once I've made it into the first round, it's almost worth 100 credits if I'm guaranteeing myself at least a ultra rare card each time. If it was an epic, release an epic card. If I think I can get to the semi-finals. If it was a bit different and there's loads of people and it's difficult, maybe I'd not bother with it. I don't know. Quite lazy. Probably would still do the same rather than actually logging in and energizing every game. But also that I would have had I would have been bothered to do that. Yeah, let's say that. So claim rewards. They're the guys I'm looking for. We've got, what is it, 5 cards I can hit for a pro, plus a duplicate of whatever my first reward is. So 2 ultra rare cards. My team might be closer now as well to push me into an epic tier, although I'd probably lose in it quite badly. If I could get one epic card, that'd be great. I need epic cards now, really. I'm really aiming for those epic cards. I want to try and get to that legendary tier soon. So let's even get a pro here. Patrick Sharp. Okay, Patrick Sharp seems to... He's been an event card in Season 1. He seems to be quite a popular card to use as events. He was epic in... Or was he legendary in the previous version of the game? Maybe he has a legendary or epic card as well. So, not a pro. We will take a duplicate of him. And boom. No, great. Right. We're going to call him Shane Gots to be here. Okay, he's gots to be here. Gots to be in my squad, you know what I mean? It's close enough to that anyway. So, no pro. Oh well, what can I say? Had a bit of luck recently, yeah. At least we know we've got a pro goalie, a pro ultra goalie coming just over 500 games. So that's some good news. With this event, let's have a quick look at it before we go any further, once Wagering Network decides to stop. Yes, I will go into another season. In fact, I will probably join the season in a minute. I want to just mess around, see. Maybe I'll wait an hour, see if I can feed up a few cards. If I can squeeze myself into an epic season, that would be amazing. So let's have a look at the road to the Stanley Cup. Now, if you haven't played this event before, I will very briefly explain what happens. Now, you play through, and the idea is to win matches. And when you win matches, you get points. And as you accumulate points, you progress through and collect different prizes. As you progress through, the games are meant to become harder and harder. Now, you need to use 24 people in total. As I mentioned earlier, I won't go through that again. And the idea is that the better your team, the further you get through, the worse your team, the harder it will be. Now, as you play through and you click on a match, you get game nights here, and they refresh every 15 minutes. And if you click on play, you can pick between, I'm using hot streaks, you can pick between a 2, 5 or 7 match, and it says easy, medium, hard. Pretty simple. A 2+2 match would mean you should be able to win it without too much trouble, and a +7 is saying it's going to be a harder version. So if you imagine you had a tier, +2 would be down here in the tier, and +7 would be up here, with +5 somewhere, not quite halfway, but they're looking around there. So to begin with, most people can get through playing +7s, and as you progress and get to harder opponents, you have to drop down. You can get hot streaks to double your points, which you can either purchase or you can pull them off the board. So let's go and play a game, give you an idea of what you've got to do. For the majority of you who've already started the event, you've probably worked it out what happens. I'm going to just show you something to take into consideration. Now, as a tip with this, you don't have to have good cards running through your deck to get further along in the event. What you need to do is you need to win the majority of the matches. Okay, so it's split into 3 periods. A lot of the time, there'll be 12 encounters. So there'll be 12 points up for grabs. You can get 11 points. I believe you can get 10-point matches as well, but they're more rarer. The majority of the time, it's 12. So if you do your strategy based on there's going to be 12 matches, which is going to be 2 single players, a goalie and an outfield player, and 2 outfield players. That's going to be generally your 4 matches. The odd time you're going to get 2 double outfield matches and your goalie and outfield match, which will give you 3 matches. You won't ever get more than 4. Okay, so you won't get 4 single matches. The idea is to try and win at least 2 in each period. Okay. So if you win 2, lose 2, win 2, lose 2, win 2, lose 2, if it was a 12-match game, you'd end up 6-all, and in a draw, in a tie, in that situation, you... Actually, I might be lying. Apologies. So I'm going to say this, and someone can correct me in the comments, because I'm doing it based on WWE Supercard and my NBA. But I haven't played this event for a long time. I'm pretty sure if you draw in that situation, so not in a match, not in a regular match, a draw goes into overtime. But I think in a road to the Stanley Cup, if it's 6-6, you still get the win. So the idea is to make sure you try and win at least 6 points of it. So when you're playing through in the easy rounds and you can win, you just click through. Okay, it's just autoplay. You just click on your people like I'm doing and win. So we'll see how many points there are. When it gets later on, just as a tactic to give you, if you want to try and progress and get something else, say you're trying to get the ultra rare card and you're struggling, which is probably going to be where most people are going to start to struggle. If you've been playing for a while, you have a few super rare pros, a few rare pros and that, maybe the odd ultra rare single, and you're struggling to get the ultra rare card. What you want to do is try and win six matchups. So generally the best thing to do is in the first matchup, maybe even the first two matchups, is to throw away all your weakest cards unless one of your strongest cards is your goalie. Okay, so if your goalie is a strong card and it calls a goalie match, then you might have to try and win that match. But otherwise, you throw away your stronger cards to begin with. Sorry, you throw away your weaker cards to begin with, and you keep your stronger cards towards the last matches in each period. The reason being that the majority of the time is the computer will put out its stronger cards first and its weaker cards later. So I'll show one more game to try and emphasise this because I haven't really been paying attention to it at the moment. That was a 12 point game. You win, you get your picks. Let's do this very quickly. Points towards the next card. It tells you how many points you need. As you can see, I've got 98, I think, up 135. So once you complete that point total, regroup, you move on to the next card. Now, we'll come and have a look at the rewards in just a moment. Let's just play one more game and try and emphasise the idea of the computer picking the better cards of your opponent first and keeping their weaker cards to the end. Hence, you want to probably use all your weaker cards out of the selection you've been given and keep your stronger ones until the end, unless you're confident you can win the early matches. So if we take a look here, it's an outfield player. I put a card, let's just see what comes up. So you probably get, we've got a, is that fully leveled? Not quite fully leveled, I think it's 8 out of 10. Uncommon card. Let's see the next card. Obviously, if a goalie comes out, it's slightly different. So here you go. We have two more uncommon cards, roughly, one slightly worse, one basically roughly the same as the first card. Notice how there's no rare cards coming. Two more outfield players. Let's see if they are uncommon or common. There we go. Uncommon again, so no rare cards come out, and you have a goalie left at the end. So far so good. So far so good. None of the stronger cards have been left to the end. Same idea again here. I've been called with my goalie. I have no choice. In this situation, it doesn't matter what I pick, but we've come up against uncommon cards. We've got a goalie, which is uncommon. We've got an outfield player, McKay, which is uncommon. That was only 69 for his stat, though. And then we've got 68 and 69 again. Looks like these are all going to be uncommons, so it's not the best example, but I hope you get my drift. Goalie, done. These are all going to be all uncommons again, aren't they? I wanted to get like a rare or a common just so you could get the idea, but it's not. This is just full of uncommons. Okay, no problems. You have to probably wait to get a bit further on into the event. At the moment, these are bots. Okay, the people you're coming up against, names like Paul, Jim, Sam, Clover, whatever, they're all going to be bots. But as you get to come against other human opposition, you will find that their weaker cards, the AI of the computer, will play their weaker cards at the end and play their stronger cards first. They tend to take the option of jumping into the lead and trying to destroy you. So in that situation, you relieve your weaker cards first and you keep your stronger ones to the end. Remember, try to win those 6 points. The majority of the time, there's going to be 12-point matches. You can get 11-point ones. The rare occasion, 10 ones. Pretty much all the time, it's going to be 12. So that should be your kind of ballpark figure that you're aiming for. Win 6 of those matches when it gets later on, and then you'll have the card. Now, if it is a case that you go to extra time in that situation, then you'll have to try and win 7. But I'm pretty sure, I said I haven't played this event for a long time in this game. I'm not sure about the change here, but that is what happens. Now, when you go to edit your lineup, you get to pick what people you want. Obviously, the same rules apply. If they're playing in position, they get a bonus. If you play them out of position, they lose a bonus. They don't get the bonus. The tier you up here affects absolutely nothing to the game. Okay, it just lets you know what tier your overall deck here is, and it gives you an idea of kind of how far you should get through. So if you've got an ultra rare here, you should be able to get the ultra rare card, but you're probably going to struggle with the epic card, and that's the kind of the basic idea behind it. Now, whatever it says in here has absolutely no impact on what rewards you can pick off the board. That depends on your exhibition deck. So as another little pointer, if you're playing the event, make sure your exhibition deck has the best cards in possible. Okay, make sure, or at least make sure you're in the highest tier can. So whether you're at the bottom of, say for example, Ultra Rare Plus, or at the top of Ultra Rare Plus, it doesn't matter. But if Ultra Rare Plus is the best tier you can get into, make sure your exhibition deck puts you in that tier before you start playing the event and claiming your cards, because you're going to pick your rewards based on your exhibition deck, not whatever it says your road to the Stanley Cup deck is. Okay, so bear that in mind. You can move your people around, you click proceed, and as I said, that's your team basically done. That's the basics of the event. Now if you look at the cards, we're not going to bother with any of these cards. Okay, nobody's going to be aiming just to try and get a rare card. Now if you're new to the game, you've got this Evgeny Malkin as a center, as a super rare. It's not really a card you're going to go for, to be honest with you. It's the kind of card you've got to get through to get to an ultra. I can't see too many of you. If it makes a pro, then that's great, but it's not really the card to worth aiming for. If you're gonna struggle to get this card, which pretty much everyone, as long as you've played for a week or so and you've got a few cards, you'll get this card. You shouldn't really make an effort for it. As long as you can get this card and you've got a chance to get in the ultra rare card, I'd say play the event. If you have just started and you struggle with this card, then it's not going to help you enough. It's not worth trying to play just to grind this if you don't think you can definitely get the ultra rare. As long as you've got a couple of super rare pros, couple of rare pros, get this card. Try and get that ultra rare card if you can. And the reason why I say to try and get this ultra rare card, because it is a Marc-Andre Fleury, which is a goalie, and it's very clever. Okay, this is very clever by Cat Dad in 2K games. Make absolutely no mistake, this is not an accident, or this isn't like coincidence or anything like that. They've purposely put a goalie in the most attainable position where they're not going to break the game by giving out too many goalies early on and making it harder, because the goalies are meant to be the toughest position to fill. But they've given a reward that people are going to think, oh, it is worth me getting. If someone's been lucky enough to pull a Marc-Andre Fleury from a season, from a pack, from a board pull, anything like that, they're almost going to think, I must play this event to get that card. 320 points, it's a lot of points to get. It's very, very, very clever. If you haven't, in a situation like me, you almost look at this card and go, well, I'm going to play the event and see if I can get the card, because he'd fit straight into my top 4 goalies anyway. And even if I get a pro with him in the future, an ultra rare pro goalie, even when I'm in legendary tier, is probably still going to be my top 4 goalies. It's going to take a long time to replace him. You're getting an ultra rare pro from login rewards. It gives you another ultra rare to potentially pro. Very, very clever. So don't worry, they're shrewd. They know exactly what they're doing here. You move up to the playoffs. You get Nicholas Cronwell, epic card. Have another look, guys. Defenseman. Okay, the only outfield position where there's a duplicate role, and by that I mean the centre, left wing, right wing are all single positions. Defenseman, you need 2 defenders, so it's a dual position they're offering you here for the epic. Once again, people think, if it's a pro, it's worth going for. If not, it's another defender. If I can get him, he's going to have it's the position in the team where, once you've, say for example, got one really good centre, your exhibition deck is done for centres at that moment in time. You need 2 really good defenders though to be able to fill in those 2 roles, and as a result, hey, let's give you one for an epic. Once again, I don't think that's a coincidence. A lot of the time they like to throw out centres and stuff. There seems to be abundance of centres. No, we'll give you a defender here. And let's have a look at the final. Henrik Zetterberg, left wing. So realistically, my deck is not good enough to get this card. Okay, I know that at the moment. My deck will probably only get this card if I'm willing to grind +5s and then +2s. Now, bearing in mind, by the time I get to this card, I probably would have pulled a few more cards. I might have a couple more pros. Some of those super rare cards will be fully maxed out, and I'd have to use my tactics of trying to go through on 666 to get myself through this card as much as possible. I'm sorry guys, I really want to go for this reward, but I'm not going to because I know I can't get it. So I'm going to cut this off there. Sorry it's been a longer episode. Let me know what you're going for, people, and I will see you all soon.